welcome into First Alert Weather Plus. First Alert meteorologist Arius back here along with meteorologist Melanie Layden. And here we are, both together. It's been a minute.
It's been a while since we've been together, right?
Yeah, but here we are. And we're going to be talking a little bit about another surge in severe weather. We got our, of course, severe weather season primarily in the spring, but did you know that you can also get severe weather in the fall months as well? So we're going to talk about that second surge of severe weather that happens in the mid-state. So that's going to be our topic of discussion for the day today. And so we are going to begin with a little bit of our weather headlines and talking about fall severe weather season, which is typically, say, into October and into November is going to be that time window to watch for that. So here's a little bit of the breakdown with some of the graphics for you. So here are the headlines. Tennessee's second severe weather season, when and why. And then we're also going to be talking about our forecast, more in seasonal warmth on the way as well. Now, I do want to point out we're not expecting any severe weather anytime soon, not even this week. In fact, it's going to be pretty dry, but we just want to talk about just what kind of happens, though, in the fall season here. So
good reminder.
That's a very important reminder, as you know, it can be easy to let your guard down when you're thinking, oh, well, severe weather, that only happens around the springtime here.
Yeah.
But it can actually happen anytime.
Right. And we have seen our fair share of tornadoes even in the month of October, which is now October 1st. So, yeah, got to be prepared ahead of time for this.
Yes, definitely got to be prepared, have severe weather plans ready. Always important to think about that all year long. So similar to the springtime, when we get a shift in those temperatures, it's, we go from cold to hot. Well, when we go from hot to cold, we are getting kind of that similar pattern that shapes up for us that gives us the risk for severe weather between about fall and winter. So those are going to be the time windows to watch for. Here are tornado reports over the last several decades. As you're looking just generally across the United States, on average in the U.S., 978 tornado reports. Now, that's per year on average. The record for 2004, over 1,800 reports of tornadoes. Now, check this out. This is going to be average tornadoes by month. So you're going to notice during the spring month, so we go from winter and into spring. Here's March, February, March. And then notice the
it's ticking up a little bit.
For us. And so especially there into Alabama, they get a lot of severe weather, especially across the Deep South during the spring season. And then pretty much the highlight of this will be in April, May for the mid-state. And then notice as we go into the summer months, it starts to drop a little bit. So we get a little bit of a lull in severe activity, even as we go into August, there's September. But notice there's going to be a second surge that appears, and that can even begin as early as October, and then into November, and then even, I would say, into December. Now, it's showing kind of a lower number there by December.
Yeah.
But we've seen kind of recently the trends that severe weather lingers even late into say the early winter months as well. Even as
and this is probably years and years of data too. But the last couple of years, many of you remember, we have had pretty active tornado, almost like a second season in those winter months. And it's because our air's just gotten warmer over the years too. We have these really unusually warm days kind of out of nowhere in the middle of December.
And of course, the warmer it is, the more chances actually that you could have for rain, because it's very warm air is very kind of moisture driven as well. So the warmer it is, the more moisture you have, and so that can also bring in that risk for rain and even for severe weather. So let's break this down for you as far as to why we get severe weather. So we got a polar jet stream that dips in, and this is, say, fall into winter, that transition. You get a clash in the air masses. We've been dealing, of course, with the intense warm days, and you get that transition to those cooler fall days. Well, that can actually bring a kind of a disturbance, can challenge our skies a little bit, and that's why we get those stormy setups, especially into the fall season, early into the winter months as well. And so that, again, is that time window to watch for risk for severe weather. And what we talk about in general, maybe not just for tornadoes, but all severe weather types that include damaging winds, even the risk for hail, and just intense rain. That's all encompassed in that risk for severe weather that we'll have to watch out for during that second surge that, again, happens into the fall months and even early into the winter months as well. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we can expect over the next couple of weeks here.
And I'm not looking forward to this. I'm ready for the fall season, as I know many of you are.
Everyone's ready for pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Ready for it to feel like you can have some pumpkin spice out there. But yeah, it's going to be
Waiting a little bit longer.
Yeah, we are still waiting longer for that. So still going to be pretty warm. No real change here that we're noticing with the pattern either. Even into next week, there could be maybe a slight rain chance, but the pattern pretty much stays very similar to what we're dealing with this week.
At least warmer than average. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say hot necessarily into next week. I mean, low 80s is still hot. It's still warmer than average.
Yes,
79.
warmer than average. So our average, we're getting into that time of year where our average to high temperatures are going to start to lower. But because we are still seeing temperatures in the 80s and even high 80s today, and as well for tomorrow and mid 80s throughout the week, we're still going to be running quite a bit above our average of 79 for this time of year. And so that's what we are going to be expecting even into next week. It looks like we are still looking at 80s on the way. Check out your 7-day forecast, and this is what we have. We could see some rain chances into next week. So I think that is for some areas. I mean, even for Sunday, it's showing a small rain chance.
Yeah.
Very light rain chances Monday. I think our best rain chance looks to be on Tuesday. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as those rain chances go. I know we've been dealing with the drought situation. Of course, we had some drought easing rains, maybe a few
early last week.
Yeah, it feels like kind of forever ago.
Yeah.
Dry, but we have pretty much been yet under another dry stretch of weather. So the question is whether or not what that update will look like as far as the next drought monitor that comes out tomorrow. So we'll see what it looks like. I think there could be some improvements to it, but again, it's been a little dry still here just recently. Well, this pretty much wraps up today's First Alert Weather Plus. Thanks for joining us in. Again, First Alert Meteorologist Darius Mack here along with meteorologist Melanie Layden. And we hope you guys can stay safe and take care and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Yes.
Have a great day.